We were at the Staples Center. And Kyrie rolls up on me. He taps me on the back and he's like, you still got that same energy face to face? I said, I'm standing here, ain't I? You never saw me at games. For the better part of the last 25 years, I've been at an average of 120 games a year. You ain't seen me. You didn't see me sitting courtside with your former owner. You didn't see me at a couple of Phoenix games. You didn't see me there. Kobe could vouch for this. D. Wade could vouch for this. CP could vouch for this. Melo, others. There's a lot of people that could vouch for this. All you got to do is come talk to me.
That's it.
I don't have to agree with you. I don't have to. We could cuss each other out. It doesn't matter. He's a man.
Right.
And it's like you gonna deal with him on the real. MJ, another cat. Real.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Let's not ignore the level of physicality that once existed in the NBA. These brothers, Molly, would roll up. They'd find you in a hotel lobby or a restaurant before the game. It wasn't talk. In the game, it was physical. Off the court, it would be physical. I mean, they saw each other. You see what I'm saying? LeBron didn't have to deal with that. You could come to me, and it could be real. If I say something publicly wrong, I'm not going to apologize privately.
LJ on the track.
Yo, welcome to the Relic Show Live. I'm so happy that you are here. Peace and welcome to the Relic Show Live, where we're here to turn up, learn up, and speak up. I am your humble host, and I'm so glad you're here today. Today, we're going to be discussing a hot topic that's been in the media as of lately. This whole debacle between LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith. And it's quite honestly one of the most things that I find to be probably the most ridiculous output between both the media world and all the haters out there on the internet. The sports and media world collided, if you will, this past week. NBA superstar LeBron James stepped to ESPN First Take superstar Stephen A. Smith. It was during a game between the Lakers and the Knicks, in which LeBron James spotted Stephen A. Smith on the sidelines during a timeout. LeBron unexpectedly walks directly in front of Stephen A. Smith while he's standing and clapping during the timeout performance. and has a few words to say to him. Now, I'm not a professional mouth reader, nor is there any audio to go with this, but many suspect that at least the end part of the words LeBron was allegedly saying were, "I don't care, bro. Keep my son out of that." Now, this is captured and was captured on video and has gone viral. So much so that Stephen A, quote, had no choice but to address it. Now, this has sparked many opinions and debates about how Stephen A, along with others in the sports world, have been highly critical of Bronny James. And so today we're going to discuss this topic. So let's get into it. I want to start off by saying both these brothers are great at what they do. Stephen A has elevated himself to the position he holds within the sports media world. One of the leading sports analysts, #1 show on ESPN. I mean, the brother is a wizard with words. And LeBron, 4-time NBA champion, 4 times finals MVP, 3-time Olympic champion with the one he just won this past summer. Go watch the documentary on Netflix. It was really good. No promo. Netflix ain't cutting the check yet. Hi, Netflix. 21-time NBA All-Star and arguably the GOAT of this generation. He is my GOAT of this era, but that's another topic for another day. Now, what I want to highlight as a very important commonality between both these brothers, and that they share, and even myself, I share too, and that is fatherhood. As fathers, both of these brothers want the best for their kids and will do whatever it takes to make that happen. As would many fathers, including myself. The sacrifices that fathers are willing to do in order to see the success of their children, their kids, are inexhaustible. Now, one of the things that has been a high critique of LeBron is that the nepotism that exists for the actions he took to get Bronny James to the NBA have been a form of criticism, a form of a way to come after LeBron for what he has done. But LeBron has always been in a place to be a good father to his family, a good husband to his wife, clean record when it comes to anything going on off the court. So what is the big deal? Well, the problem is that there's something unique about challenging LeBron in the mode in which his career seems to be spotless. But as we know, many people have come to the forefront and acknowledging that they don't have the same sort of feelings towards LeBron James' career, many of which exist in the sports world and the sports media world. But why is that? Now, let's just go ahead and make this clear. Every parent has the right, freedom, and privilege to dream about and for their kids. LeBron is a parent. Therefore, LeBron has the right, freedom, and privilege to dream about and for his kids. Let me say that again. Every parent has the right, freedom, and privilege to dream about and for their kids. LeBron is a parent. Therefore, LeBron has the right, freedom, and privilege to dream about his kids. Now, one of the critiques that Bronny gets a lot of times is that, he's not that good, or he didn't really deserve to be in the NBA, and that he's cheating people out of the opportunities to play in the NBA, which I find to be highly ridiculous argument. So let's take a look at the NBA rookie class this year. Bronny James went at a very, very low number. I mean, he went second round, 55th pick overall for the Los Angeles Lakers. Second round, 55th at that. It wasn't like he was number 1 in the second round, number 2, He wasn't even in the top 10. He went second round, 55th pick. Now, one of the things that the sports world is really critiquing Bronny on, as you can see here, are his stats. So far, Bronny has played 18 games, averaging 4.2 minutes per game, producing 1.4 points, 25.8% from the field, 20% from the three-point line, averaging 0.4 rebounds, 0.4 assists, and 0.2 steals. Now, if we were to look at this as if Bronny James was a superstar, high-caliber NBA player that got drafted in the first round or was the first #1 pick, we probably could acknowledge that he deserves some of the critique that he's getting. But that's simply not the case. Bronny James was never promoted to be #1. He was never scouted as a superstar player. He was never talked about as if he was going to come into the league and make a huge impact as some of the other players have done in the past, like his father, LeBron James. Let's not forget, LeBron was drafted out of high school. He was that good. Nobody ever said that Bronny was that good enough to come out of high school or to even be a first-round draft pick. And I want us to keep that in mind because this is going to be important to when we look at the overall rookies. Second thing I wanted to address is the idea that Bronny James, for some reason, has taken the spot of other potential players who want to be on the floor playing in the NBA. To me, that doesn't sound like an issue that we should lay at Bronny James' feet. Bronny is simply there in the NBA because of the ideas, the dreams, and hopes that his father has. Let me make it clear. My argument is not that Bronny is such an extreme player, great player, or he's the next messiah to the NBA, or that he even will have a career like his father. That has yet to be seen. My only critique is that why is there such an obsession, such a fixation with critiquing Bronny James? Well, I simply think that it's because there's a lot of haters out there for LeBron James. Kind of started out with Skip Bayless. You remember Skip Bayless? He was on the ESPN network at one point in time in history. Coincidentally enough, he was the one that put Stephen A. Smith on to ESPN First Take. Stephen A. has admitted this in several interviews where he says if it wasn't for Skip Bayless, he wouldn't even be on ESPN. So I wonder why Stephen A. has taken up the mantle to be so critical of LeBron James all of a sudden, of Bronny James. It is because people can't simply accept the fact that LeBron just the GOAT, bruh. He's just the GOAT. He's that good. But let's get back to the presentation here and the argument here. Does Bronny really deserve this type of criticism? No. Has Bronny stepped in the place of another potential NBA player to have an amazing career? The answer is no. Second round, 55th pick. I think we need to critique him and treat him as if he is a second round, 55th pick. Now, Bronny James is averaging 4.2 minutes per game, and he's only played so far in the 18 games. This career stats is coming from NBA.com. So I want to know a player on the face of this earth that can play for 4 minutes and produce way better than these numbers. It's impossible. You're not going to be able to do it. Let's look at some of the other players that were drafted in the NBA draft this past year. Let's see how they're doing and their numbers. Well, would you look at here? Reed Shepherd. He went in the first round and was the 3rd overall pick. He's currently playing for the Houston Rockets. Excuse me. As you can see here, he's not having an amazing rookie career. So why isn't Stephen A. pointing this out? Why isn't ESPN pointing this out? Why aren't the NBA gatekeepers the media pointing this out. As we can see here, Reed Shepherd has played 45 games versus 18 games compared to Bronny James. He's averaging 11.9 minutes versus 4.2 minutes from Bronny James, and is averaging 3.9 points. That's right, it's right there in front of you. 3.9 points. He's shooting a 33.2% from field goal, 27.9 from three-point, averaging 1.4 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and 0.6 steals. Remember, this brother went in the first round and was the number 3 pick of the first round. But let's keep going. Let's look at some others. Boom, Devin Carter. Also a first round draft pick. Went number 13. He's played 20 games. That's a little bit closer to what Bronny's played with 18 games. Averaging 9.7 minutes. But is only producing 4.2 points. 2.3 rebounds. 1.2 assists. 0.2 steals. Is that way much more than Bronny James? Not really. And this is why we can come and approach this argument with a comparative counterexample to dispute the idea that Bronny James is cheating or somehow getting a more beneficial opportunity than any other player just because his dad is LeBron James. If that is the case, the one thing LeBron James cannot do for his son is score the basket. The one thing LeBron James cannot do for his son is steal, make 3 points, get rebounds, make assists. This is all going to be up to Bronny James to produce for himself. And this is not a slight to any of these players. I just want to show you the comparative idea that the media is not presenting to you. We already know how the media corruption exists within the common world or whatever media outlet you want to go to, whether it's political news, and now it's trickling into sports news, where they're twisting the narrative so that it shows you and I, or changes our perspective, or presents an idea that none of us really should have in the first place. Let's keep going. Because the argument is that Bronny James does not deserve to be in the NBA because he's cheating players from their opportunities. This brother right here, Terrence Shannon Jr., another first round pick. He went 27th. Playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves, played 26 games so far, averaging 11.5 minutes a game, but only producing 5.2 points. He's doing a really good job scoring the basket. He seems to be a scorer. I haven't seen the brother play, and I know a lot of you haven't either. 1.6 rebounds, 1.0 assists, and 0.2 steals. Excuse me. We haven't even made it to the second round yet. So what are we really talking about? What are we really trying to say in this moment? What are we really doing in presenting the argument, or what is the narrative the media, like Stephen A., ESPN, trying to put onto us about LeBron and his family and Bronny James? The comparative argument that I'm presenting here is showing you clear proof that other rookies are out here not performing as well as they thought or anticipated to be in their first year. Bronny James has only played 18 games. Does he need to go to the G League? Sure. Let him play in the G League a few games. But he's not robbing anybody of an opportunity. Can he develop more in the G League? Of course. But why can't he develop in the NBA as well? Why can't he be given more time to play, to be more productive, to learn the fast-paced, high skill level, highly elevated mental capabilities that exist within the NBA real game action? But if you leave it up to the media, they'll tell you that Bronny's being catered to. That may be the case. Bronny is just there because LeBron is there. That's very true. I'm not arguing that. We all know LeBron made it clear that wherever his son gets drafted to, he would play. And it is a dream and hope and wish that LeBron had, probably before Bronny. But I'm pretty sure when Bronny was born, the idea, the dream came to LeBron about how he could make a successful life for his family and all of his kids. Now, some may say that Bronny is only there for other reasons as well. I'm not arguing any reason that you feel LeBron and Bronny James have done this action to create an opportunity for Bronny. My argument is simply that Bronny still has to develop. He still has time to develop in the NBA. 18 games in, and we doing whole ESPN first takes on this guy? Come on. And I'm just going to show you this last person here that is in the NBA, that was drafted first round. He went number 12. Currently playing for the OKC Thunder, who I think is going to be the team that goes far in the playoffs. I actually have them picked to win the NBA champion this year. We can debate that another time, but it is clear that this brother has not even played a single game. 0 stats, but he has an NBA contract. So you mean to tell me the first round pick has an NBA contract, but hasn't even had an opportunity to play yet, but Bronny James is robbing somebody of an opportunity? That is simply ridiculous. And that is simply not true. So what is it? What is the thing that caused this to happen? What was it that caused LeBron James to step up to Stephen A. Smith and address him? Well, we all have our reasons. We all have our ideas. But I certainly believe, and Stephen A. spoke about this to give him credit, Stephen A. said he was speaking to a father in that moment. Stephen A. acknowledged that he wasn't speaking to LeBron James defending another teammate on his team. He realized that the man that stepped forward in front of him was a father. So all y'all out there hating, calling LeBron weak, all this other kind of stuff, y'all need to stop it. Y'all need to stop it. Now, what really set this whole thing into motion, well, not really set, but what contributed to this whole thing going into motion was the tweet that LeBron James put out. LeBron James put out a tweet talking about Bronny, bragging about him, about his skill set and his abilities. Now, this probably put LeBron in a little bit of hot water and made things grow to where the tension began within the sports world, media world, and what he has done because of social media. Social media has transformed the way players interact with fans, they interact with the league, and how they're able to get their message out through their accounts on Twitter, Instagram, wherever it may be. But I want us to pay attention to the tweet that LeBron James put out. This is the tweet that LeBron put out. He said, man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today. S is lightweight, hilarious. Laughing face emojis. This was the tweet he put out in March of 2023. Got 27.9 million views and was retweeted and went viral. But again, remember my premise. My premise states simply that every parent has the right, freedom, and privilege to dream about and for their kids. Not only do they have the ability to dream about their kids, but every parent has the right, freedom, and privilege to also be delusional about and for their kids. So what is the problem? I played sports coming up. I've seen parents get out here and go crazy over their kids. And I'm pretty sure my parents were crazy over me too. My parents probably said things about me that probably maybe weren't true at the time. I had to develop my skills. I had to get better and better. But that's the right of a parent to be able to do. But I want us to pay attention to the tweet, because what they'll have you thinking is that he was talking about this person or that person. But as we can see, the tweet says Bronny is definitely better than some of these cats. Some, not all of them, not half of them, like they've been saying in the media world, in the sports world. All of them, a whole bunch of them. Some of these cats. Now, the word some could be defined in many ways. You know, some of this, some of that. I have some money. I have some friends. I have some concerns. So some could be whatever you want it to mean. But the media is twisting it to say that Bronny said he was better than a lot more than what some would qualify for. Not only that, he says he's better than some of the cats he's been watching on League Pass today. Now, I could tell you a few players I think Bronny is better than right now. I think Bronny is better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. How is Giannis in the NBA? Oh, I get it. The nepotism only works for certain people. If your name's not LeBron James, nepotism is okay. Or giving your family opportunities to be successful and be in the NBA league is a problem. Are you starting to catch the narrative that's being spinned in your mind? People, the media is out here to present their own ideas to you. We got to start thinking for ourselves and paying attention to what's going on. Now, the problem that the media keeps presenting is what LeBron tweeted. And as we can see, that is simply not the case. He was not talking about everybody. He was not even talking about half the players. He just said some of them. Now, Bronny can go into the G League. I have no problem with that. For a game or two here, a game or two there. But we have got to stop this narrative that LeBron is doing something to Bronny and putting him in harm's way. Stephen A. said, "You did this to him. You need to stop as his father," which is utterly ridiculous and just doesn't make any sense at all. Over a tweet? Come on, man, get out of here. And so I simply end this video to simply say, fatherhood is something that should be protected. Fatherhood should be something that is honored, and fatherhood is a privilege. I am a father, and I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna exercise my right, freedom, and privilege to dream, be delusional, make sacrifices for my kids so that they can have the best opportunity to be successful in this world. I'm going to be the father that LeBron James was in that moment and step to people who try and get in our way and stop us from being successful for what we need to do. Because what's so funny is there's nothing wrong with a father's pride. A father's pride can break down doors and get through mountains. There's nothing wrong with a father's nepotism, because a father's nepotism opens the doors that will otherwise be locked and provide the opportunities for his sons and his daughters. So what is the problem? Well, the problem is a father's dream. See, some of y'all, remember that word some of y'all don't know what that is like. Some of y'all don't understand the power of a dream. Some of y'all didn't have fathers that dreamed for you. Some of y'all have fathers that destroyed your dreams. Some of y'all didn't have fathers to give you an opportunity for you to have the nepotism that exists in this world. Some of you didn't have the pride of a father. And that's the real reason why you're hating on this brother. LeBron James has done nothing wrong in this situation, but given an opportunity for his son, which is totally commendable, understandable, and it exists in this world. Now, not everybody can do what LeBron James did, because I don't have the pull to get my son into the NBA or my daughter into the WNBA. But the abilities that I do have, I will exercise and will do. So let's cut all the nonsense. Let's stop all the foolery. Bronny James is not trash. He's a developing player. Let us not forget the issues he had coming into the league with his heart condition. He never really got able to get fully up to speed. And now he has been cleared. The young brother is healthy, and he has the opportunity to grow in the NBA league. Let the man grow. Or if you're going to be critical of him, make sure you're critical of all the players and not just the son of LeBron James. Not only did LeBron step to Stephen A in that moment in that game, but they were playing the Knicks, which is Stephen A's favorite team. And they were losing in the third quarter. In that timeout, after he stepped to him like a man, like a father, LeBron led his team to beat the Knicks that night in an amazing victory. So don't let nobody stop your pride. Don't let nobody stop you being a father, because that is the power of a dream. Protect your dreams from those who want to turn them into nightmares. Well, all right, everybody, that's going to do it for this segment. I hope you liked the video. Hey, I want to hear your thoughts. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. I'm open to hearing what everybody got to say. I'm pretty sure I'll get some feedback from this. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to LeBron and the family. I hope everything. I wish Bronny nothing but success, good health, and let's stick together. Let's stop tearing each other down, especially as a Black father in this world we live in. So thank you again for watching. Let's continue to support each other. I got more videos dropping. I got more things coming your way. Appreciate your viewership. And you're watching The Relic Show Live. Peace.